Jesper,
Yes.
will the Whitecaps be appealing any of Tristan Blackman's yellow cards? And what are your thoughts on playing San Diego on Saturday?
No, we won't be appealing one of the yellow cards. And going to a whole different subject, my thoughts on San Diego is that, I just think that it's good that it's 1 and 2 in the West playing the final. I think it's good. It's been two teams who've done well over the course of the season, and I think it's exciting that we're going to play for the Western Conference title in San Diego this Saturday. So I think it's good.
What kind of game are you expecting between the two teams? Because they like to have the ball, you guys like to have the ball. The pitch looked really awful in the game last night, so that could be a factor as well.
Yeah, speculating in doing things a certain way due to the surface and stuff like that on the pitch, because it didn't look like the way it looked when we played there down there last time, is a little bit dangerous. We have to figure out when we see it. But I think it's two teams that has a clear identity of how they would like to play, and they have to battle it out to see who gets the upper hand of how to get to the way that they want to prevail in this game, both teams. So I think it's definitely going to be interesting, also from a tactical professional standpoint, but should also be interesting and interesting for the fans and spectators, because I think it's two teams that are really proactive and also active and aggressive moving forward, both teams. So we have to see how it plays out, but I think that we know a lot of what they bring normally, and maybe both teams have a thing or two up the sleeves, but we know each other well, and we will be having a good plan going down there, and then it's about how well we can execute it, and how it's gonna play out on the pitch. Also, when, as we saw, people get nervous and things are to be decided also late in the game.
Jesper, congratulations on that win. It was just a masterful job by you and your team. I'm curious, though, how taxing is a match like that, mentally and physically, and then how difficult it will be to get back to that level for Saturday?
That's a very good question. That's difficult to answer, but I think that it's definitely you get through all the emotions over the course of 2.5 hours, and I think that's definitely a thing that wears on you in the moment. But we were fortunate to get out on the backside of it as the winners of the match, and that really also gives a lot of positive energy that we will be able to carry over for the next game, definitely. And I think that's, even though that it's really, we had to put everything physically, mentally out on the pitch to in the end survive, and then win it on penalties. I think it's even though that people were tired, probably more than normal, a day or two after, then it's also something that gives a lot of energy, because you end out on the other side of it. It's like you crash but survive, and then you end up on the other side, and you have this relief and also this boosted energy from it. So I think it's tiring in the moment and maybe after, but also it gives a lot of energy.
I don't know if, in the moment of you, coaching the match and going through all the ups and downs, if you could fully appreciate just how entertaining that was for everybody who watched it. Looking back now, have you ever been a part of a match that had everything that this did, and can you appreciate it now from a different perspective?
I haven't, not that way. This played out. I've been in games where it was strange and there was a lot at stake, and but not like this, where you end up in a situation where you're one man down, you get another one injured, you play 2 times 15 extra and have to go to and survive to the penalties, and then you end up winning on the penalties. I've not tried that before, and also, you know, the change we had. We played such a very good first half, and then it got out of our hands in the second half, and all of a sudden we were in a situation where it was about survival, where we really thought that we had such good control over the game in the first half, and also, you know, after the 2-1, I actually think that we gained control over the game again, and then, you know, they got the opportunity, and we made a couple mistakes. So yeah, it was really an emotional roller coaster for everybody, but I think that it's, yeah, you have to. We are so much into it that you also have to look backwards and, you know, maybe appreciate it afterwards. Because after the game, it was like, you know, having played yourself. So I think it was, I think it was mentally, you know, it was a game where you could feel afterwards that you were more tired than usual.
Jesper, can you talk a little bit about what Ralph Priso has brought to this team, especially since you switched him to the centre back role?
I think he's had a good season overall. I think he played a lot of good games for us at the midfield position. It's not that long ago we played in Orlando, where he played there 90 minutes and played a very, very good game in the midfield position as well. But we just think that he has abilities to play the centre back position also very well, and he can help us in, you know, get early on the ball when we have it and build up from the back, and he's very good at that, and he's also very good at not taking in the pressure the opponents give him and play out of it, and I think that helps the team a lot. So I think, and also he's been doing well defensively. He is a committed defender. He's not afraid of also doing some of the defensive parts. We've seen him twice clear of the line, and I think that he's a guy that has a big potential in that position as well.
The versatility that you're talking about with Ralph there, and how his ability to play different positions and play in different ways, seems to be a bit of a hallmark of your team as a whole this season. Not only different players have that versatility, but the team as a whole is able to play in different styles. How key is that to where you've gotten now and playing in the Western Conference Final?
I think it's helped us throughout the season that we can do different things, that we have tactical. We have the ability to switch and change tactically, not just in between games, but actually in games as well. And I think that's definitely been part of our success this year. We have done it a couple of times. First time we changed also formation was down in Monterrey early in the season, and we have some things that we can do if we can't really get the game going the way we would like to. So I think it's been all season, you know, easy for us to work with, you know, the tactical stuff that we would like to change, and also be able to change if needed be. So I think that the team really has, you know, bought into it, and sometimes then you're lucky that you get away with it, and sometimes you're a little bit unfortunate because the normal structures you rely on, they don't really help you that much. But I think overall, our ability also to be flexible in that department has been a part of our success for this season.
Then along those lines, Jesper, from what you saw in the match between San Diego and Minnesota, it looked like Minnesota made it really difficult for San Diego. Was there anything from that game that you picked up on, you maybe saw that you would potentially apply in this game?
I saw a lot and got a lot of information from that game, and I think the things that I will pick up on and apply from that game is not something that I'm going to talk about here, but I think, yeah, we have a good idea of how San Diego will approach the game and how they like to get, you know, the game played at the premises, and we would like to try to avoid that, but we have a good idea of what they want and how they want to do it. Normally we don't have quite the same approach as Minnesota, but yeah, we got information also from that game on, and we have a good idea of how we would like to approach it.
Okay, we'll now go online. We'll start with Charles and then Paul. Charles?
Hi, Jesper, can you hear me?
Yeah.
I can hear you, yeah.
Excellent, thank you. I wanted to ask you about the Danish players with San Diego. I don't know if you had worked with them or how familiar you were with Anders Dreyer, Jesper Sørensen, and what do you think of what they brought to that project, and maybe why Danish football is having a moment in MLS this season?
Yeah, I am familiar with them, and I've been for most of the careers, but I've never worked with them directly. I've had teams going up against them a lot of times, and it's two very good players, and I was not surprised that San Diego brought them in, because I know a lot about how San Diego actually would approach the game, because they are Right to Dream club, and I know from the Danish league a team that is Right to Dream owned, and they approach the game the same way, and I think that the fact that they brought in Tverskov, Markus Ingvartsen as well, and Anders Dreyer, I think that really helped them a lot in the way they would like to approach the game, and it's three players who knows the style of play from having been there, and with the qualities they have really do well. But it's not just about them. It's I think there's a lot of players who's done very well, and I think in general San Diego has been very, very good at picking players who really are good at playing the way that they would like to play, and that's also one of the secrets why they've been doing so well so early on, and I think that's full credit to them. Why Danish football this season in MLS has been doing so well, I really don't know. Sometimes it's just that people get into good situations and good things happen. I think in general, some of the players coming to the MLS from the Danish league has done well. Evander came directly from FC Midtjylland to Portland last year and has had an impact in the MLS. Hani Mukhtar, I was assistant coach in Brøndby when he played there, and came directly to Nashville back then. And I also know Pep Biel from FC Copenhagen. And those players were all very, very good in the Danish league. So I think they have quality, and quality seems to carry on everywhere in the different leagues. And there's also other players like Mikael Uhre, Andreas Maxø, Sigurd Rost and stuff, players like that who came from the Danish league and done well. So I think, it's not just regular play. And there's a lot, Sinkernagel in Chicago, but there's a lot of players doing well, and maybe it fits well with with the mentality and the way of living, and that people can get integrated pretty fast, and that also helps making an impact on the team. But in the end, it's more about your quality as a football player, and how you also culturally and personally integrate into a team. And I think a lot of players have done well there. I don't know if it's a secret, but let's see.
Do you see that shared DNA in San Diego's philosophy from the Right to Dream network?
Sorry?
Shared DNA, sorry, with the San Diego.
If I do? If I do? Okay, no, but a little bit differently, but in a lot of the things, I think that we have a lot of the same ideas. The way we see the game and how to approach the game, I think that we have a lot of the same ideas, and I've been, working close together with a lot of people who worked in Right to Dream. So I think it's, we have the same, what would you say, overall philosophy of what is a good idea in the game, and then there's some stuff that's different. So that's,
Okay, we'll go next to Paul, please.
Hi, Jesper. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Perfect. Congratulations. I just wanted to talk about, obviously, the thrilling manner of both of your playoff victories. And looks great for fans, great anxiety, great excitement. But I wondered, as a head coach, winning 2 shootouts in the same playoff year, is that something that obviously gives a lot of confidence, knowing that in knockout football these things happen, but I'm sure it's not how you grew up. Both games were going to end in a shootout. So I just wondered, what kind of confidence it gives you going forward, and is it a nice kind of bonus that you have in the back of your mind, thinking that if it goes to the tiebreak, that your team has what it takes and knows what it takes to win those things?
Yeah, I would say the last part you're touching upon there is obviously a very good thing. We know that if we're in that situation, that we have the confidence from prevailing from earlier on, and we know that we have shooters who are able and willing to step up in that moment. That's very important, and we also can rely on the stops from our keeper. So I think that's definitely a good thing. When you go into a match, it's not what you prepare for. You prepare for it, but it's not how you plan it to play out. And I think that the 2 games we had, one in Dallas and one against LAFC, was 2 very different games that ended out in a shooting competition. But also the way the games were played, it was pretty different. So I think it's we are happy that if we are there, that we tried it, and we know that we have the confidence to be in that situation and handle it. We would like to make things easier for ourselves and not go that route. But if we need to, then we definitely will. Yeah, then we'll be ready for it.
And just this is a quick follow-up. To knock out LAFC, a team that obviously has been the MLS Cup, won the MLS Cup. How much confidence does it give your group with the caliber of players and the reputation they have in the last 3-4 years in MLS?
No, it's big. Of course it is. They have proved a lot in this league, and they have won, the cup before, and been able to get the highest achievements in this league, and taken down an opponent and like that. Also with the history this club has had against them is obviously a big thing. But I would say this is a new group, and also a team that doesn't have that history, all of them. So I think it was of course it was a huge thing, but more for the win than for the fact that it was LAFC.
Great. We'll now go to AGR, please.
Hey, Jesper, just the first one, I wanted to kind of pull a bit at something you were saying to Gemma earlier about the versatility of your players. Just how much of an asset is that in a salary cap league, especially because, of course, when you have limited resources in terms of the roster, when you have an injury, sometimes it can feel a bit more, but with the way you guys have had guys who can step up in different holes, how much of an asset has that been for you as a coach?
No, that's a big thing. That's a huge thing in a league like this where you have the salary cap system, and I think it's I have to say that I think that this league is amazing, and it's a lot of fun, and you have to think a little bit more out of the box as a coach, and that's great. I think that's a great thing. It's in the end it's the talent from the players, the commitment from the players. It's sometimes small things that makes the difference in football games, but in this league you also have to really think about everything you do, and you have to sometimes see possibilities and opportunities where you haven't really seen them before, like try to play Ralph as a center back, or maybe try to play some players in positions they haven't been playing before. And I think that's great. I think it's good. It's a lot of fun, and it's also interesting. It makes it it makes it a little bit more you have to be able to not be as focused only on what you have in front of you, but also think a little bit about what you can actually create if you try and do it a little bit differently. And I think that's great. I think it's a good thing about this league.
Just the other question, we didn't get a really chance to ask you. It was your first single elimination playoff game in MLS. Just what did you take away from it? It's obviously this league, you can see it's unique. Even when you go up 2-0, things can turn, lots can happen. What did you kind of make of seeing that from the sidelines for the first time in a single elimination game?
I think some of the most interesting things to try and understand, and I don't know if I really will ever be able to understand it fully, is the psychology of elite sports. And I think, we often see things go in one direction, all of a sudden it takes a completely different turn, and it's because maybe, you start protect what you think you have, but you don't really have it, and you start, give some freedom to something and take more risk than you normally would, because now you don't have anything less to lose, and things can change all of a sudden and very fast. This is like a cup final every time, and it's everything's at stake. And this game we played the other day, it's a game that's going to be talked about for many years, I think, in this club and in the city of Vancouver, and being part of it is obviously, special. But it is a typical match where everything is at stake. You have to do something. If you're behind, you cannot just wait and see it out. You have to do something. There won't be a next chance, and that kind of desperation you don't play with normally. And it's it's fun to watch, and it's very, very hard to be part of sometimes.
Okay, and we'll finish with Simon Fudge, please.
Yeah, Jesper, just wanted to get an update on Bilal Habouni, and with him obviously not available and also Blackman out, I was curious to know what your thoughts are with Poupe and Schonlau in terms of if they become options off the substitutes bench on the weekend.
So basically, you're talking about our starting lineup. Okay, I will not reveal that now, but Bilal has a knee injury, and we need further examination to say something certain. But and it was obviously terrible for him, and we really feel for him, because he's been doing so well for us for a long time now, and then he's so unfortunate. Of course, we'll have Jodrik Poupe and Sebastian Schonlau as available options, and it's good that they're ready and fit, and we'll see how we can make the starting lineup the way we believe that it's going to be the right one. So they will be available, and there'll be options for the game.
Jesper, Matthias Laborda has been playing phenomenal at left fullback. Do you risk moving him to center back because of the shortage, or do you want to keep him more where he is because of how well he's played? How do you determine the factors into that decision, because it's a pretty big decision?
Like we always determine all those decisions into. We will see what we think and believe is the best for the team, and that's how we'll do it. Matthias has played both positions throughout the season and done very well in both positions, so I think we'll figure out. We have good options. Tate has been playing all year long. We have Jodrik, who's been training now consistently for a long time. We have Basti coming down now and available. And we have Giuseppe, who has also been playing. So we have options, and then all the options you haven't even seen yet.
Perfect. Okay, that's all we have for you today.
Good.
Thank you very much.
That's it.